An altar is a point whereby divinity meets with humanity. An altar is a point whereby the natural meets with the supernatural. And that's what an altar is. Today we are going to discuss what is an altar. It's a very important topic because everywhere in the Christian circles you hear about altars, altars, altars. Altars of witchcraft, altars of devil worshipping, altars of Christianity, altars of Islam, and many, many altars. Today we are going to discuss what are altars. Hello guys, I'm Cleophas Wanyama, Cleo with him. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're watching me for the first time. And if you want to donate, use the information appearing on the screen or at the description box. What is an altar? You know, an altar came about from the book of Genesis. Now, when God created the earth, God had a permanent union. God used to commune with man on a regular basis. Man would meet with God on a regular basis. Man would have fellowship with God. The reason why God created man is so that God can have fellowship with mankind. Now, when Adam and Eve fell and ate of the fruit, now that fellowship, that communion was disconnected. Man didn't have access again. Man didn't have that access into the spiritual realm. Man became physical. Man was created as spiritual being, more of a spiritual being. Though he had a physical body, but man was more of a spiritual being. But now when Adam ate of the fruit, God told Adam, the day of you eat of this fruit, you'll surely die. What it meant that Adam's spirituality would die. That's what happened. Adam died spiritually. That's why he found himself naked and he became a physical being. Now, things in the realm of physical are limited. Now, this is why Adam was kicked out of the garden, because Adam was no longer a spirit, more of the spirit. He was more of the flesh. He still had the spirit inside him, but he was more of the flesh. But when he was created, he was more of the spirit. Now, after this incident, the only way man could contact God, man had to put up an altar. Now, an altar is a device which connects the natural to the spiritual. An altar is a device which connects the natural to the spiritual. That's why we find Cain and Abel building an altar, sacrificing to God so that they can connect to God. They could never connect to God again like Adam did in the garden until they had an altar. Now, altars are very relevant. Abraham built altars, Isaac built altars, Jacob built altars. In the Old Testament, everywhere the Israelites went, they built altars, because altars is what connects you with the supernatural. Now, why do you need an altar? And number one, the life which you're living, the physical realm has limitations. The physical realm is weak. The physical realm is full of vulnerability. That's why you need to connect with the realm of the spirit. The realm of the spirit is a higher realm, is the most superior realm to the physical realm. I usually tell people life is spiritual. So if you are physical, you will lose. If you are more of physical, there are some areas you will not succeed. There are some territories you will not be able to conquer. Why? Because when you are physical, you are limited. That's why you find people are building altars. Why? Because so that they can contact with the spiritual realm, so that they can contact with the supernatural to get assistance in the physical realm. In the physical realm, you need assistance for you to succeed. And how do you get assistance? By building an altar. An altar is what connects you to the realm of the spirit to get assistance, to get divine help, so that you can succeed. This is why you find businessmen have altars. Business people have altars in their offices. Have you walked in offices and find that they have idols, they have statues? That is an altar. And that altar is what helps the business to grow. Businesses, they need altars to help them to make their business successful. Christians also, we need altars. And in this world, the battle is about altars. Because when an altar is raised, it opens the portals. An altar is a portal. An altar is a portal which gives access into the realm of the spirit. An altar is a portal which gives access into the realm of the spirit. You cannot access the realm of the spirit without an altar. This is why altars are important. An altar is a portal which gives you a gateway, is a door into the realm of the spirit. Now, altars can be raised to welcome the presence of God. Altars can be raised to invite angels. Jacob went to a place and he slept on that place. He dreamt that angels were walking up and down the staircase. Why? Because his grandfather Abraham had built an altar there. Altars are doors, are spiritual doors which give access into the realm of the spirit. Altars are portals which give access into the realm of the spirit. Now, when an altar can be raised to God to invite angels, to invite the presence of the Holy Spirit. Though we have the Spirit of God in us, yes, but now when an altar is raised, you invite the angelic dimension. It creates a portal for the power of God to flow. Now, altars also can be raised. Portals can be created to invite demonic activities. Portals can be created to invite demonic entities. Portals can be created to invite demons. That's why you find there are altars of witchcraft. Altars of witchcraft. When they do whatever they're doing, they invite demonic entities. They invite evil spirits to torment people, to kill, steal, and to destroy. This is why we have altars. Altars are portals. Altars are gateway. Altars are opening into the realm of the spirit. Man always needs assistance. You cannot survive without assistance from the realm of the spirit. And for you to get this assistance, you need an altar. An altar is an opening. An altar is a portal. An altar is an access to the realm of the spirit. And another definition of an altar is not necessarily a building. An altar is not necessarily a platform. The church altar the church platform is a form of an altar. You as a person, you are an altar. Why? Because the Spirit of God lives in you. Those who worship God shall worship Him in the Spirit and in truth. As long as the Spirit, you are born again, you are filled with the Spirit, you are an altar. You carry the presence of God, you become an altar. There are different kinds of altars. You as a person, you are an altar. The church platform can be a form of an altar. There are different kinds of altars. That's why it's important we know about these altars. You as a person, as an altar. What is an altar? An altar is commitment to deity. Commitment to deity is an altar. An altar is commitment to any form of deity. If you are committed to God, if you are committed to Jesus Christ, that's an altar. If you are committed to the Islamic God, that's an altar. If you are committed to witchcraft, that's an altar. Any commitment to deity is an altar. An altar is commitment, is your commitment to deity. In the New Testament, an altar is not necessarily a platform. An altar is not necessarily stones and objects. An altar is not necessarily physical things. Altars are more of spiritual than they are spiritual. And in the next series, I'm gonna teach you how to raise altars for God. How to raise altars for God. This is coming in the next video. Thank you guys, and that's all about what are altars.